Hi, this is Melanie Delaney, and I've been asked to share with you a website that I discovered this summer that I really love and have been using with tremendous success in my classroom. It's called Newsela. And I think this particular page puts it in a nutshell for me and will for you as well. It's all about our students reading closely, thinking critically, and being worldly. This has been a great opportunity for me to use some of these texts in my classroom to help my students build their reading comprehension in nonfiction. The great thing is that it's relevant daily news, something that I think we'll all agree our kids don't get enough of. And so we're really kind of accomplishing a couple of goals all at once. Once you go through a simple registration process, give them your name, email address, create a username, password. I think they'll ask you for a couple of pieces of information about where you teach and what you teach. You'll have a home page created for yourself. Notice the little personalized greeting up here in the upper left-hand corner. And this is the home page. Instantly, you see at the very top that there are categories, and those categories cover the categories in which the articles kind of fall under, the little genres, topics. So if you're a science teacher and you specifically want to look for science articles only, you can click on science and it will weed out all of the other stuff and just give you what you're looking for. At the top here we have the newest articles that have been uploaded. Notice that these are all dated 1/13/2014, which is today's date. Nice photographs, a little blurb about the article, and it will give you the little category that it falls under as well. The entire home page has a listing of articles from most recent at the top all the way down. Goes on and on and on. And then what you'll notice is that some of the articles will have, well, all of the articles have a topic at the top, and then some of them will have a little anchor with numbers next to it, and those become very important. I usually select articles with an anchor and numbers, but not always, and I'll get a little further into that in just a moment. Titles there, the date of publication, a little blurb about the article, and then obviously a photograph. So let's take a look at this particular article here under the kids category. In some schools, homework doesn't make the grade anymore. I'm sure this would be a very popular article in your classroom. Anyway, you'll see the little anchor up here and the numbers next to it. The anchor indicates that it's aligned to the anchor standards for college career readiness, our Common Core standards for reading grades 6 through 8. And the anchors that the article adheres to, here in our case 1, which is where we discover what the text says explicitly and also through making inferences, and 3, where we assess, or I'm sorry, where we analyze how and why individuals, events, and ideas develop and interact over the course of the text. Now these are the anchor standards. When we get into the specific grade levels, then they become more specific to that level and the scaffolding of the Common Core standards. So let's click on the article here and take a look at it. This is the standard of what you'll get. The article looks like something that you would find on any kind of internet news website. I'll scroll down a little bit to take a look at the length of the article. At the very bottom, it gives you some other articles that may have similar interests based on the topic that you've chosen. Notice here that this is a grade level 6. However, take a look at this, and this is what I absolutely love, especially in my RTI classroom and in my E21 classroom where I have readers who are struggling to reach grade level. So you'll see the Lexile over here to the right-hand side is aligned to grade level 6, but if you bump it to 1170, it goes to a grade level 9, which means that if you're an 8th grade teacher, you can probably give this to your accelerated classes. And notice here, I can bump down to 700 Lexile if I needed to. So you have some possibility here. If I click on max, I can take it up to grade level 12. So you really have a tremendous amount of flexibility with most of these articles by switching out the Lexiles. Not always will you get 5 options, sometimes only 2 or 3, but nonetheless, it's a helpful tool. Additionally, the articles with the anchors have quizzes attached to them. Now, the quiz here is structured so that it can be taken online. So you can go ahead and click the answers and scroll through. That's really not necessary with this website. You don't have to be sitting in a computer to read the article and take the test. First of all, let me take it back down to the 950 Lexile. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the print button, and I get a PDF file of the article. Scroll through. It's structured nicely. There are margins and spacing that are very conducive to annotating the text, which is what we do in our language arts classrooms so that students can read closely. And then we get to the little quiz, which is aligned to the anchors that I noted earlier. Multiple choice. So you could attach this and have the students take it and get an instant assessment of their understanding of those particular standards. And of course, the trusty little answer key here. This is really a cool tool for us to use in all of our content classrooms and in RTI especially. Notice at the very top of my home page here, there's a binder. If I click on that binder, I can create a classroom with a profile, and I can actually set up an opportunity for my kids to go into the computer lab, read the articles online, take the quizzes online, and get instant feedback from them electronically. I have not done this yet because often I don't have access to the computer lab, and I really do like having my students annotate the text. But this is definitely an option for you, and it's a wonderful option to be able to take advantage of. So I'm going to go back here to the front page. Notice if you click on a specific category, it will, as I mentioned before, weed out all of the other articles and just deal with those in the arts. The arts were added about a month and a half ago, I think, so there aren't as many articles. Although I think they went back in time and got some because I don't remember a lot of these being here. There's some really cool stuff in these. These would be great for RTI, or if you're an encore teacher, or even in the language arts classroom. Notice, however, that there are only selected articles with the anchors and then the standard noted next to it. So if you want a quiz, you will definitely need to select one of those particular articles. Otherwise, if you select an article that does not have a quiz associated with it, you click on it, it'll say no quiz, but you can still alter the Lexile and you can still print the article. Lots of really cool things you can do. So there you go. This is Newsela. I hope that this little video will entice you to use Newsela in your classroom. I'd recommend coordinating with your team to make sure that there's not duplication of articles. but it's a really great opportunity for you to bring current events into the classroom and also help our students build their reading comprehension with nonfiction text. Thank you.